Day 2 of the 3-day course, and today we got to do a practical of fillers. I had my nail extensions removed for this just because I think it's easier to be able to hold the needles, to balance, to touch the face without having extensions in place. So I've returned to my natural nails for the first time in about 5 years. Today began with me having smile line filler. Now this is a procedure that I've had in the past before, but actually this allowed my colleagues and the tutor to demonstrate how it's performed and then for them to do it to me. It was also really interesting for me to be a client, for me to have my eyes closed throughout and to experience this from somebody who was being assessed by an expert tutor. The really fascinating thing for me, being completely numbed anyway for this procedure, is that with my eyes closed, I could not tell the difference between the tutor and my fellow colleagues who were being assessed for their practical abilities of fillering. And that's really fascinating. Having the numbing cream in place, the sensation is very distorted anyway. You just feel a series of pressure and sharp scratches throughout, but you cannot tell the technique used to differentiate between the people who are performing the procedure. So I've never had 3 people do one procedure on me before, each taking turns to do a different section of filling the lines, the smile lines with filler, and then cross-hatching afterwards. So that was really fascinating for me to experience. Even though it's a procedure that I've had before, to be able to understand what it feels like on you is very important. And that's really where you build this knowledge and understanding from being both sides of the needle. So I then performed my first smile line filler on a client of my own. This was a gentleman who hadn't had it before, and he was really great at sitting nice and still for me. Piercing the skin with the needle on the face was a firmer texture and sensation than what we had on the training dummy, and it was great to already have that needle technique that we practiced before going on to actual skin. It was really satisfying for me to be able to fill in the indentations in the face and to see instant results. And the results achieved from this treatment made me feel so proud that I could do that for somebody else. Following this, we were able to move on to lip fillers. And this in itself was a whole new experience to the training dummy. The texture of piercing into a lip is a lot softer and quicker to pop into than it is for the skin around the face, and definitely different to the training dummy. So doing my first set of lips was such a wonderful experience. I absolutely lost myself in the momentum of lining out the border, filling in for volume, and then going into the Cupid's bow. Now, I've had my lips filled for quite a number of years now, and I know how apprehensive you can be about having needles to the face. I think every time you do it, it becomes that little bit easier. Working on natural lips as opposed to lips which have previously had filler is a different experience also. The pressure that is needed to push the filler into the lip was more than I was expecting, but as you go along you see this instant result as the volume and plumpness is restored with each stroke that you take. And the final results were just beautiful. I felt so honoured to be able to do this lady's first set of lip fillers, and I think she looks amazing afterwards. It was wonderful to be in the classroom again, to get to know my fellow students and to see the tutors who are just so wonderful at what they do. As a student, you may be unsure at times, you may need to ask for guidance. You have an expert with you, constantly watching, giving advice, how you're performing the techniques, and giving you pointers throughout. And that's just what you need to get you going in a really solid and strong routine of knowing how to go forwards with this in your own business. So today's classroom was so much fun. We're moving on to Anti-Wrinkle tomorrow, and that will be our 3rd and final day of this course. And I'm, again, really looking forward to it. This has been such an uplifting and motivational course, and it's really nice to just interact with everybody involved, to hear their perspectives, to know of their experience, to hear their dreams and goals. And really you get this feeling of a sense of family, of supporting each other, being there for each other and helping each other on their journey. And that's what I absolutely love about Ivy Aesthetics Academy. It's just been such a positive, uplifting experience that really fills me with the knowledge and understanding to move forward and grow my own business. So remember to check back tomorrow for day 3 of this course, where Anti-Wrinkle is on the menu. And I look forward to sharing with you the final step for the completion of this course.